So I am wearing Uniqlo's most popular t-shirt, the Airism Cotton Oversized Tee. I'm a little shocked at how much I like it. The aesthetics of it are what first attracted me to this t-shirt, and I'm usually not a huge Uniqlo fan, mostly because they use a lot of synthetic materials. But in my experience, Uniqlo's stuff does seem to be pretty high quality overall, especially for what you pay for it, because this t-shirt retails for $19.90 US. The composition is 53% cotton and then 47% polyester. So I live in Texas. It's hot as hell here, and I try to keep the fabrics that I wear pretty thin, pretty minimal, and breathable. So usually I would probably not wear something that has that much polyester in it in this climate, because polyester tends to be very hot, especially when you're wearing black. I like an oversized fit. I like things to have a little bit of breathing room, literally and figuratively. So this is a size large. Large fits me, I would say, more like a normal, traditional like XL in other t-shirt brands. And you can see that it does have these half sleeves, which I really enjoy. I actually kind of wish the sleeves were a little bit longer, which is why I got a couple more here that I'm going to unbox, or I guess unbag, in a sec. But yeah, the large fits me really well. There's definitely a little bit of oversized action going on here. And the fabric is surprisingly thick, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot thinner, thus the name Airism, but it actually has a little bit of thickness to it, has a little bit of warmth. So is it the ideal t-shirt if I'm going to be like out in the sun all day? Probably not. Kind of ironic because it's called Airism, but it's not honestly the most breathable shirt in the world. What this fabric actually is a mix of cotton on the outside, which gives it the cotton kind of texture and the feeling, and then it has polyester on the inside. What that's supposed to do is the polyester has these properties that wicks away moisture, so the sweat from your body, it'll kind of draw it away, and then the sweat will theoretically go into the cotton and then dissipate, because cotton is a breathable material where polyester isn't. The reality of this, though, in my experience, is that it kind of becomes a little bit of a sauna underneath the polyester, especially on a really hot day. I think it's because the tightness of the weave of this material, it feels really high quality, actually. Like, I'm kind of amazed at $20 this shirt has the texture and the aesthetic and the quality of the craftsmanship. One thing I can say about this material too is because it's polyester on the inside, it's a little bit slippery, so it does have a slight cooling effect when you first put it on, but then it has kind of a warming effect as you wear it. It seems like the Airism part of it is a little bit lost for me. It feels more like air is kind of getting trapped underneath the polyester a little bit, which is why I ended up getting bigger sizes, because maybe like having more of a drape, maybe a more relaxed fit on my body would lead to more area for that air and that moisture to just wick away. Goodbye. So over here I have an XL, and then I also have a 2X. So first let's open up the XL. So this is how big the XL feels. It definitely feels a little bit longer than the large, and the sleeves feel like they're a little bit longer as well. And this definitely feels like an oversized fit. That's what I'm looking for. I want something that drapes so that air and moisture can escape. Okay, and now I am wearing the XL. So it definitely feels a little bit wider. It feels a little bit longer down here. I kind of like the crop of the large a little bit better because it's a little bit shorter. But I do like that there's more width in the chest area here. I feel like there's a little bit more movement in the underarm area. So for me personally, I think I should have probably gotten an XL to start with. And one thing I can say about these shirts too is even though it's a polyester interior, it does feel pretty silky, I must say. It doesn't feel like that plastic baggy kind of like nylon feeling texture that sometimes polyester has. This actually feels nice and silky, nice and comfortable on the inside. And I think because it has the cotton on the outside and it has this thicker, really just like super soft texture to it, it makes the shirt feel high quality, and it looks much fancier than a $20 shirt. When you pair this especially with like a nice pair of pants or something, it just looks and feels like a luxury t-shirt. So this is the XL. Let's try the 2X. So this is the 2X shirt, and this feels substantially bigger than the large, but I like substantially huge t-shirts, so let's try this one on now. Okay, now I am wearing the 2X Airism t-shirt. This feels actually like the kind of width and the kind of silhouette that I prefer in general. I probably should have gotten like 3 2X t-shirts because there is so much room to move around here, but because this fabric is a little bit thicker than a normal t-shirt, I feel like it's still flattering. It doesn't like balloon out my entire body so I look like I'm wearing a gigantic trash bag or something. It falls beautifully, and yeah, this 2X might be the winner for me. If you want a huge like actual oversized fit, I would say maybe even go 1 or 2 sizes more than your normal t-shirt size, and I feel like this one might be the most breathable out of all 3 just because there's plenty of room for air to escape and moisture to dissipate away from my body, which is kind of the whole point of Airism, right? It's supposed to be something to breathe, to let air move around freely. Yeah, this 2X is definitely working for me. And something that I love about this t-shirt also is it just looks brand new after several washes. So here's the original one that I actually bought for $7 on Depop, but it looked brand new when I got it. I've washed it several times, I've worn this a bunch, and it still looks like a new t-shirt. I've heard that this t-shirt is pretty bad if you get oil on it or something, like if you spill food, it might leave a little stain, so I try to be like super careful when I'm eating with this t-shirt just in case. But there's something nice about it being $20 where I don't have to worry too much about it getting super messed up. But because it looks so fancy, I still care for it as if it's a fancy t-shirt. So yeah, my expectations were pretty low for this t-shirt, but the quality feels so good, and it feels like this shirt would last a very long time. I try not to buy too much fast fashion, but Uniqlo is like one of the only brands I will actually consider because these shirts just feel so good. And it doesn't feel like something that I would wear a couple times and throw away, which is the complete opposite of what I want to do with fashion. I'm more about slower fashion, appreciating and taking care of the garments that I have. And I feel like the Uniqlo Airism Oversized T-shirt just slides perfectly in like an avant-garde kind of aesthetic where I want an oversized top kind of vibe. It has an interesting look. It feels pretty high quality. It does get kind of warm in hot weather, not gonna lie, but wearing this larger size, I can already feel more breathability. Another thing I really like about this t-shirt is it doesn't seem to retain odors as much as other t-shirts, even cotton t-shirts. I'm not sure exactly how they did that. Maybe the moisture wicking stuff isn't just a gimmick, but even after wearing this all day, sweating in it and stuff, the odor doesn't really seem to be there for some reason. Since polyester is a synthetic fabric, you do want to watch out for bacteria and stuff like that. Like, you definitely still want to wash this shirt, of course, even if it doesn't have odor, because it could trap the bacteria on the inside, and yeah, that could lead to really gross things. So yeah, would I recommend the Airism Oversized Cotton t-shirt? Hell yeah, I would. Just remember that it does have polyester on the inside. It sometimes is not the most breathable type of fabric in the world because it is kind of thick and it does have kind of a tight weave, but I think it looks fantastic. The price is definitely right. And yeah, for $20, I really think it's hard to beat when it comes to just like a basic, beautiful, and not boring silhouette t-shirt. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like, do you have this Airism Oversized t-shirt? What do you think about it? And if you watched all the way to the end of this video, leave a bat emoji in the comments down below. Smash all the buttons, and I will see you in the next video.